Hi guys, Liz here. Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today's class is going to be entirely in tabletop, or what we know as quadruped. Quadruped, which refers to having your hands and your knees and your feet on the floor. It's just a great place to move from, working on core stability, joint control, spinal alignment, hip mobility. There's so many places that we can go with this, and that's what we're going to explore in this kind of slow, low to the earth grounded class. So our first lovely pose is going to be child's pose. If you need something under the knees, of course, we'll be here for the next 15-20 minutes. Get a towel, get an extra blanket, get an extra mat, do what you need to do to find some connection. And then you'll open your knees. You can walk your hands forward. Palms could land on blocks. They could land on the floor. Whatever feels good. Your butt is reaching behind and your arms are reaching forward. So you're finding this nice pull and stretch through the low back and a little bit in the spine. You can melt your forehead down to the floor. And just start to work into really buoyant, soft, big breaths here. So as you inhale through the nose, you might even rise up a little bit and feel some space between you and the floor. And as you melt and exhale, your hips reach back, your heart melts down, you get a little closer to the earth. As you settle into this space, just draw your attention inward. Feel the rhythm and the wave and the flow of your breath. Give yourself time and space and moments to ground. And I invite you to visualize what keeps you grounded. Is it your routines? Is it your habits? Is it your art? Is it work? Is it family? Try to soften your jaw. And eventually come to a place where your arms are heavy and they're not reaching so much through the fingers, but you're getting a stretch a little bit into the armpits, and you can really let your forehead come down as you breathe. Nice. Lift your head and just start to walk your hands over to your left. So we'll take it into the side body. Great addition here is to put a block under the hand and get an extra stretch for that lat muscle, this big, and even the ribs here. If that is a place that needs an area that could use some space, you don't have to melt all the way down. I like to bring my opposite hand kind of by the block and kind of set it up as a boundary. Take about 4 to 5 really big breaths in and out here. This class is great for morning, pre-workout opening. Nice. Lift your head, walk your hands back through center, take it over to side 2. So finding lateral stretches from child's pose. Hand can be on the block. I really like this. It kind of creates something I can push my hand into, and it really helps me activate that left side body. Try to breathe into the left lung here. Nice. Now start to walk up. Walk your hands back through center and really gently lift your hips off your heels. That can be a lot. So hinge at your hips, closing of the hips. Take your knees back underneath your hips and just wiggle your hips side to side. Sway around a little bit. Nice. We're going to move through some cat-cows. So your next shape here is knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders, or maybe even slightly wider, slightly in front. Maybe the hands even want to be on your blocks. When you're set up, move through spinal flexion and extension. Softening your belly, lifting your heart. We'll take 5 rounds. Breathe in, big full breath. And as you exhale, round, drop your chin, tuck your tailbone, spin the eyes of the elbows forward. 4 more. Inhale, soft belly. Lift your heart. Lengthen your crown. Round on your exhale. Peel the shoulder blades apart. 3 more. Breathe in. And exhale, round. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Come back to neutral. We'll thread our needle. So make sure your blocks are out of the way. Push into the left hand. The right arm is going to sweep up to the sky. Nice big breath in. Stretch through the fingers. And then thread the right arm under. Bend the left elbow. I want you to hover here. We'll take 3 rounds and then we'll lower down. So find a little twist, a little work. 2 more. Breathe in, open up. As you exhale, thread it under and hover. Last full round here. Inhale to open. Exhale to thread under. Hover and hold. You got it. Now inhale to open. Prepare. Big breath in. And then exhale, you'll thread the arm under. And now back of the arm releases. Maybe the back of the temple comes down. Maybe the left arm wants to reach forward. 4 full breaths in and out here. Nice. Left hand returns in front of the face. Push and unwind. Take a big breath in. Right arm to the sky. Right hand back down to the floor. Switch sides. Press into the right palm. Inhale, open up. Left arm opens. Left arm threads under. Bend the right elbow. Get low. Really stretch. Really hover that left shoulder. 2 more full rounds. Inhale to open, really stretch that shoulder, pull that left shoulder blade back and around the spine, and then dive it under, rotating the whole torso. Practice on the reach. Hover, hover, hover. Bend your elbow. Get low, low, low. 1 more time. Breathe into open. Exhale. Slow is controlled, is powerful. Nice. Inhale to open up. This time you're going to let it land. Thread it under on the exhale. Lower the arm, the back of the hand, the shoulder down. Shift your weight into the left side. Steady here. Maybe the right arm reaches forward. Breathe. Breathe into your chest, into your heart, into your spine. Nice. Right hand comes back towards the face. Unwind. Take it easy. Left arm goes up. Nice. And then left hand comes down. Okie dokie. Shoulders are over the wrists, and we're going to take a little bear hold. So progress as you need to. Before you lift the knees, pull the belly up and in towards your spine. Squeeze the core, engage your glutes, keep your chin off your chest to the crown. So no like really rounding, keep your chin lifted, keep your collarbones open, kind of spiral the eyes of the elbows forward. You can have a soft bend in your elbows. You can really grip into the hands. Feel the energy and then start to dig into the toes, and then the knees can hover up. Keep them really low, just hold here. Feel everything pulling toward the midline. Breathe in. Breathe out. Then if you want to, you can keep holding here, squeezing like there's a block in between your thighs. You could also start to shift your weight back and shift your weight forward and send your hips and your knees to the sides. This is just a great like little place of play, of exploring. You're bearing a lot of weight into your hands, so kind of a good space to work into that if you want to have a little bit more strength in your wrists. And of course, the earth is right there, so you can always put your knees down, right? Couple more breaths in, couple more breaths out. And then knees, come back down. Take a moment. Nice. We're going to go into the triceps. So blocks are going to come underneath you. You're going to walk your elbows towards the blocks. They'll come about shoulder distance here. Palms come together and let the butt pull you back as you begin to send your hips, your spine back. You push through the elbows to the triceps and you melt your upper body through. You can adjust if the blocks need to kind of come forward a little bit. Do that. 6-ish breaths here. Big breaths in if you want to start to lower the thumbs toward the nape of your neck. You can. Nice, and slowly unwind, lift back up. Great. We're going to take it towards down dog and some upward facing dog. So kind of moving through a bit of more weight loading in the hands as well as some opening through the front of the hips. So you'll step your feet back. Hips will go to the sky. Pedal your feet similar to how you were doing in your bear, or kind of dropping your heels from side to side. Walk your dog out, shake out your head, connecting to your foundations. Where do you send your energy, right? Where does your direction go? When you're nice and stable, when you're strong and in your body and in your breath, now where do you direct it, right? Where do you channel your energy? In this case, it's pressing through the hands. It's lengthening the spine. It's activating through the hamstrings. Lift your heels, bend your knees, find your glutes, and start to shift your weight into high plank pose. You might need to adjust your hands, maybe the feet. And then think about lowering the hips low. They can come down to the ground, finding a tuck-toed up dog variation. The legs, the quads can rest, right? Or they can just stay hovering. And then you'll push your hips back, push into the palms, drive your hips back up to the sky. So moving through that, inhale from down dog, shifting forward, opening up your hips, lifting your heart. Take a big breath in, upward facing dog, tuck-toed. Drop the chin, round, push the hips back, downward facing dog. I really do love this variation. Inhale, rolling forward. Just feels so good to kind of work the hips and the glutes a little bit. Exhale, push it back. One more time, inhale, tuck toe to up dog. You're kind of cruising through the plank, but then the hips lower, the front of the hips open up, soft squeeze of the glutes, and then downward facing dog. That can be a lot on your wrists. Slowly lower the knees to the floor. Nice, take a moment here. We're gonna do some hip mobility now. So rooting through the feet, you're going to squeeze the left heel toward the glute and start to kick the sole of the foot towards the sky. So you're opening up the front of the hip here and just try and stay square. Maybe you even kind of get light on the left fingertips here so you can really keep actually get light on the right fingertips so you can keep pressing into the left hand. Nice, and then extend, open the left knee out to the left, squeeze the knee up toward the left tricep, lower the left knee down to hover, and then keep moving. Kick the foot up, open up the front of the hips, just moving through some hip mobility, left knee out to the left, squeezes to the left tricep, and let it come down. And now reverse course. So open the knee up to the left first, like a bird dog, or excuse me, like a fire hydrant. Spiral the thigh bone down, kick the ceiling with the sole of the foot, spiral the foot back, open up the front of the hip, try to contain your core. And then one more time, knee drops to the floor, knee pulls in towards your chest, kind of really close the hip, and then open the hip out to the left, spiral, spiral, spiral the thigh down, spiral the sole of the foot, try and keep the hips, the pelvis as neutral as you can. It's really hard. And then knee comes back and release. Knee comes down, right hand comes down, shift around. And then we're gonna sort of thread two poses together. I think this is a nice shape to do after you do hip mobility, but it is a single-legged extended child's pose. So the left foot will go out to the left in this case. The right knee can even pop out a little bit wider so you've got space. And then you're flossing your hips back. You can even sit your hips back down. And you can even lift and lower this toe a little bit too. You can even rock your hands back. You can kind of just move this leg bone around in the hip. Just a nice little variation, especially after that work. Breathe in, breathe out. Super. Come back to center. All right, I'm going to switch around so you just can see the second side, but we're going to take it to the right. So first you're going to ground down, right kick, squeeze the heel toward the glute and lift up. So the weight's going to naturally shift over to the left. So come onto the left fingertips, right, and really base into the right hand. And then keep squeezing here. Belly starts to pull in towards your spine. Stay engaged. Crown is nice and long. You got this. Right, nice. And then kick through the foot, and now start to open up the right knee to the right, and then squeeze it up toward the right tricep. Lower the knee down, kind of squeezing the right knee, hovering it, squeezing it towards the chest, and then through the foot, extend it back, lift it up, open the front of the hip, squeeze your glute, foot heads towards the sky. Open the knee out to the right, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that side of the glute, pull the knee in toward the tricep, and then lower it down to hover. Nice, so going in the opposite direction. So knee comes in first, and then you open it out to the right. Left hand can always rest too. My wrists are starting to hurt. Spiral the thigh bone down, kick, kick, kick through the sole of the foot. And then with the front of the hip opening, slowly lower the right knee down and then bring it into the chest, right? So it's going from open to close, 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 close. Open the knee out to the right. Fire hydrant, spiral the thigh bone down, kick, 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 kick. And then release the knee, kick the right foot out to the side. Right heel comes down, maybe the left knee pops out a little bit. And then you have another child's pose variation, kind of a single-legged child's pose. I like to kind of move it in and out here. See, your whole body can get all fired up just from the floor. How do you feel? Check in with how you feel, right? When you get really grounded in your body, where are your emotions at? Kind of what's coming up? When you work in this like slow power effort, stuff can start to really get transmuted. It can get aggravated. It can start to get digested. Keep your breath going. Think about where your mind goes today. If you want to move your foot around, after you do these embodiment work, after you either work out or move your body or meditate, right? Something moves, something shifts. It's small, it can be subtle, it can be bigger, it can be an aha moment, but getting into the body and the breath, that is what stimulates the processing, right? That's why we want you to do it. Well, that's why we all should be doing it. Nice, shift forward, right knee comes back under the right hip, wiggle it out a little bit. We're going to take a lovely embryo, one of my favorite poses, to really just bring this down. So the thighs come together, and this creates a little support for your spine. And the hands are going to reach behind you, and you're going to gently just roll down. And let the forehead come down. Get yourself nice and comfy. Let your shoulders release. Really big breaths into the spine. All the elements, we've kind of talked about all the elements, the grounding, the foundations, the earth element, the fire, the digestion, the energy, the direction. So that type of element. Water, your feelings, your emotions, what gets stirred up. And the last element is air, and that's about your mind, your inner winds, right? How kind of energy moves internally, where the wind takes you, what ideas pop up. It is directive, it is communicative, it is discerning. What has enough oomph behind it to stay, and what is time to let it go in the breeze, right? Not all thoughts necessarily are true, right? Our minds are cluttered. And it's this practice, this embodiment practice, that helps us clear out the clutter. Take another final few breaths in your embryo pose. And when you're ready, lift back up, take a moment, just sit on your shins, sit on your butt, hands rest on your thighs, gaze is soft, close your eyes. Just let everything settle. Find your head stacked over your heart stacked over your hips. Take a full breath in through the nose, really a big, long, expansive, tall, lengthening inhale. And open your mouth, big exhale. Shoulders soften. 2 more, just like that. Big breath in. Long breath out. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Thank you so much for practicing and hanging out with me today. Let me know how this went in the comments if you don't mind. Give it a like or share it with someone you love. I hope you have a wonderful, grounding, glorious day. Bye for now.